Hey, it's Tburrier from Tburrier.com. Just a short little message for you today that really can help you a lot if you sort of implement this as a regular practice. This is the week of the Thanksgiving holiday in the United States, and that's, when people get together and, well, in today's world, they eat tons of food and maybe they watch football and they get maybe they'll go for a little walk in the morning or something, but it is a great family time. It's one of the best things about Thanksgiving. But the whole thing of Thanksgiving first sort of started, at least in America, in 1621. And it started kind of to celebrate the first real harvest of the settlers that had come over. And then I don't know what year it was, but Abraham Lincoln made it an official holiday. But if you think about what the original people were celebrating, it was like, holy cow, we survived, right? I mean, that's sort of what it meant, right? I mean, they were really thankful they survived. And the other thing they celebrated is they had food. Granted, food's a big part of our holiday, but we don't really think about it in the same way, right? I mean, it's an entirely different kind of thing. Actually, if you look back culturally for thousands of years, there's been these kinds of celebrations. The celebration of the harvest is it's probably as old as the harvest is. In all cultures, kind of celebrated it in some way, shape, or form, even if they don't call it Thanksgiving. But, I think Thanksgiving is a great day. I always look forward to it because I love being around family and I love just the chill time, and there's no real expectation for anyone to do anything other than be right there in the moment, which is how I try to live anyway. But everybody else is in the moment too that day for the most part. But, I want to talk a little bit about every day really should be sort of a Thanksgiving if we really consider it. And there's actually a lot of practical aspect to that. In the Three Circles Living book, I actually talk about gratitude in two different sections of that book. The first section I talk about it in is as it relates to your attitude. You see, when you are purposeful about not just expressing gratitude, but actually putting yourself into it, like steeping yourself in it, it is a game changer for how you go about your day. And it totally affects your attitude. In other words, there's so much that you have to be grateful for. The world around you does not highlight that. It highlights what you perceive you're missing, right? Or provides mechanisms, and we don't need to get into all that, but you know what I mean, where you're reminded more of what you're not and what you're missing and what you don't have than you are of what you do. When what you have is massively abundant. If you were to consider all that you actually have, I mean, it's mind-blowing. It really is. And it's important to do so. So, in the Three Circles Living book, I talk about literally making a gratitude list, being purposeful. And that list would be massive. If you really stretched, and attributed every little thing you could be grateful for. If you approached every day like that and thought about everything you had to be grateful for as the day went on, it would blow your mind. Like the moments around you all the time are things. They're filled with things that actually are of wonder if you really think about it. And again, granted, you're living your life, so I get that. I'm not saying you should be doing that. I'm merely pointing out, if you live in a developed nation, if you live in the United States, even if you are in, a situation you think is great, you have it better off than 95% of the people in the world. That's actually true. But who thinks about that, right? Because we don't think about that. And so, what I do is, yes, I've made massive gratitude lists in my past, but every single morning, and again, I never teach anything I don't do. That's just what I believe. I'm not a guy who reads a book and says this will make a good message for you. If I'm not living it and steeped in it, I don't talk about it because I don't really then have my personal experience as proof. But one of the things that I value greatly in life is peace. And one of the things that is a tremendous peace bringer is true gratitude. And so for me personally, one of the things I've done for many years, especially since I moved to the river, but even before that, is I was very purposeful in my quiet time, my spiritual time, to give thanks and to be grateful. And every morning I get up in the morning, and it's part of my routine. I have several minutes of just peaceful reflection. Every morning I can. It's outside. Some mornings, outside doesn't cooperate, so maybe I'll do it by the fireplace with the fire on. And I truly just deeply steep in how grateful I am for significant things, like for my health and for the people that I love who, that I get to do life with, and for the work that I get to do, and the people I get to serve in that work, and the people who are drawn to that work, and for my opportunity to have another day. I am grateful for another day that is not guaranteed. And so when you wake up in the morning, if you think, oh, I don't want to get up, well, just be grateful that you get to get up, because lots of people don't. And that you literally get to have the day and what's in front of you. And I'll revisit that in a second. And so by doing that, you're steeping yourself in how abundant your life is. I could go way further. I could talk, I could talk about the fact that I get to see an eagle every now and then. I mean, that's something I'm grateful for. I can go on and on and on about all these little things in your life that if they were removed, you would be unhappy. So why not steep yourself in how glad you are that they're there? Because what it does is it shows you how abundant your life is. And when you come from a place of abundance, you are not coming from a place of need, because you really don't need much, right? You need a roof over your head. I'm sure you've got that. You need enough food to eat. I'm pretty sure you got that. You have opportunity to go out and make a living wage, and then go out and do, in addition, to have the freedom to do the things you'd actually want to do, to create the life. You have the opportunity to do all that. You are not limited. And so that is something to be immensely grateful for. And so that's one little section. And then the second section in the Three Circles book is literally about the people, right? When you have people that care about you and love you, man, it's so easy to take them for granted, isn't it? But if you really think about that, and you really get deep in how grateful you are that is true, people that care about you, they don't care about what you wear, and they don't care about what you drive, and they don't care about how you speak, and they don't care what your flaws are. They love you for who you are. What a gift that is. I mean, that's what life is all about, right? But besides taking care of your health, there's nothing that matters more than the people in your life. Nothing. You would give everything away just to make sure it was okay to have the people. And then there's a third little section that's not in the book, but it's implied in many places. It's two things really quick. One is the idea of get to. When you wake up in the morning, you get to have another day. You get to tackle your goals. You get to do the things that you do. That is not something to take lightly, and it's something to be immensely grateful for. I'm also very grateful for my personal struggles. I'm grateful that I was blessed with anxiety. I'm grateful for that. It has helped me in so many ways. I'm grateful for my weaknesses. These kinds of things, right? They make you better. They help you to be better, which brings on more things to be grateful for. They keep you humble. And in recognizing that you're no better, I don't care how successful you are, you're no better than anyone else. And I don't care how much you're struggling, you're not worse than anyone else. This is just your journey. Be grateful you get to be on it. It also makes you empathic. It also allows you to better serve your fellow mankind and womankind. I know I got to be politically correct, right? It better helps you serve people. How's that? Because that's important, and that's what this is all about, right? Everything is about helping one another and making your way and the contribution that you can make in your life, and that is just a cool thing. So I get it that we have this really cool holiday on Thursday. It's wonderful, and I hope you have a wonderful time. But every day is Thanksgiving. I mean, literally, every day, wake up and give thanks that you have this day and that you are blessed enough to go participate in it and that you're really not missing much. Right? There's not many things that you actually need. There's lots that you want. That's a whole different animal. Be grateful you get the opportunity to make life happen. I hope in some way this message helps you. Take care.